Hey everybody, welcome to Coming Up Roses. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and today is Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. Welcome to episode 100. Can you believe 100 episodes?
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is a little crazy. And we have something really cool planned for this episode. I'm hoping everything runs smoothly, but if this goes like our summer, it will not run smoothly. But we don't care.
One way or the other, it'll be fun.
We're there, unedited, mistakes, shit shows, and all.
I mean, we tell you everything that's going on, folks.
So,
we don't hold back.
We are hitting the road today. Do we tell them?
Yeah, let's tell them.
We are hitting the road today to go to Hazlet, New Jersey.
Woo, Hazlet!
Woo! And we are going to visit the Tell 'em Steve Town, the TESD General Store and Studios.
Yep.
Our inspiration really for this podcast. We've been Tell 'em Steve fans for a long time, and for me personally, seriously, during the pandemic, there you go.
Yeah.
They got me through the pandemic. I mean, I listened from episode 1 all the way to they're at 500 plus, way plus 500 right now.
Yep.
They're like friends to me.
They're a lot of fun. There's just the same type of podcast. They just talk about whatever. And they
3
don't
friends
hold back.
sitting around the table just BSing about random shit.
Yeah.
And they're funny as crap. And honestly, when we were in the pandemic and I was desperately searching for something to take my mind off all the mounting anxiety, and that is what kind of gave us the idea that we could sit in front of a camera and just shoot some shit. If we have 10 people listening, that's great. Yeah. So we do this mainly for our own sanity, and it gave us something to look forward to every week during the pandemic.
And it's fun. We just like doing it. It's fun.
So we are going to visit today, and I'm not sure who we'll meet, if we'll meet anybody. We might go and they all might be there. We might go and nobody might be there. So you'll see what happens either way.
Yeah.
So come along with us on this journey to Hazlet, New Jersey.
Alright, so what we're going to do, this is our 100th episode, doing something special for everybody. We're going to...
We're going to try anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to rewatch these clips along with...
Yeah, we recorded a few clips along our trip to Hazlet, and we're just going to play the clips, and then we'll come back in and chit-chat a little bit about what was going on and like what happened on our little journey.
There we go.
Yep.
Alright everybody, we are on the famous Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel. We just got on. It's a beautiful morning. It's like 7:13 in the morning. This is one of the longest bridges in the world.
Look at that.
It's a bridge tunnel, which means that some people freak out going into the tunnel because they just don't get it, I guess. So, yeah, we are on the road. Water looks beautiful, looks perfectly sheet-like calm.
I just want him to stop looking at the water and pay attention to the road. I have much bridge anxiety.
Well, there is that. There is that. Interesting story on this bridge. We were coming across one time, and this church van in front of us cut a tire right as it went into the tunnel. So we sat there for a little bit because we followed the guy because he was like super slow, and then finally he was like driving on the rim, so we stopped. Now you're not supposed to get out your car. You're not supposed to go around the car. You're not supposed to change lanes. But yeah, I changed lanes. I got around. So, largely because I had to go to the bathroom real bad. This is a long ass bridge.
Yeah, it's 21 miles or something like that.
Yeah. It's like the same length as Manhattan Island.
Yeah, so. That's crazy.
Yeah. And there's 2 tunnels, or is it 3?
There's 2 tunnels.
There's 2 tunnels.
And a high bridge.
A high bridge, yeah. There's a halfway mark where there's like a restaurant and a visiting area, which is nice.
Yeah. That's just so pretty.
And then on the other end, there's a rest area. So, very familiar with that.
Alright. See you on the flip side.
On the flip side. Bye, everybody. Or not bye, everybody. It's too early for that, but, you know.
See you on the flip side.
See you on the flip side, everybody. Okay, just to be factually accurate, looking it up, the tunnel is over 17.6 miles of engineering and innovation and vibrant wildlife, without a single stop sign, traffic light, or intersection in sight.
And I think that, I'm not sure, but they were doing a lot of construction where that little restaurant and place used to be. I'm not even sure that's still open.
It didn't look like it was still open at the time.
We don't go over it very often because, for one, we just don't.
And two,
it's expensive.
Yeah, it's $14 a pop.
That's, yeah, $14 to get across it going there, and then $18 to get across it coming back the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thursday it was 14, and then Friday it was 18 because they just want to jam it in there, I guess.
Yeah. I have this weird thing about bridges that I consistently visualize my car driving off the edge of the bridge and maneuvering, getting the doors open and getting the seatbelt off and getting out, not drowning, and then what if I don't drown, but Kevin never comes back up, and this is just all the stuff I visualize when I go over a bridge. Any bridge, it doesn't matter how long it is, but this was 17.6 miles of visualizing that. So I can try to stay calm. I mean, it's not debilitating to the point where I will not cross a bridge.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that is what I visualize almost I'm actually more comfortable in the tunnels.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I'm in the tunnels, I'm like, okay, like,
yeah,
if something goes shitty in the tunnel, I mean, forget it. None of us are making it.
So
yeah.
Like those fuckholes in the sub, in the Titanic sub.
Like Kevin has a thing sometimes when he's driving, if he's like looking at scenery, his hands tend to follow wherever his eyes are looking. So yeah, there is.
But I'm really good on the bridge. I don't even mess with her because a lot of guys are out there. Oh, you know, he was fucking with it. No, I wasn't.
No, he doesn't do that.
I fuck with my mother-in-law, but not my mother-in-law.
We did decide to go that way, obviously, because when I mapped it or GPS'd it, they give you lots of different options, and this way was 6 hours and 1 minute, and then but if we went the other way, which is up 64 to 95 through like DC. Northern Virginia, DC. That was 9 hours and something. So we're like,
and that's just traffic.
And that's just
Northern Virginia
crap
sucks.
traffic. We didn't hit any traffic in either direction really coming back and forth. So
it's good trip. Go down 13 or 17. Either way, it's good stuff. It's not like it used to be where there was nothing, because we went down just to drive down.
I mean, it's still a lot of nothing.
But it's a little bit little less nothing. I guess.
Could you have less?
There's more stuff there. A lot of goddamn Royal Farms. There's Royal Farms out in the end.
Every time we pass them, we go, Royal Farms.
Royal Farms.
Royal Farms.
I'm waiting for the haunted chicken to open up. I'm still waiting.
What we should have done, like in reflection, is I should have taken notes as we were doing videos, because I don't even know what the video clips we took.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the video clips we took. So.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway,
just singing like we are, folks.
The bridge was just the first of many tolls that we paid. Obviously, most people who travel in the Northeast know that. We have an Easy Pass that doesn't work, so we had to keep veering to pay cash, which is kind of a pain in the neck.
They don't make it easy to reactivate your stuff either.
And I forgot to bring my glasses, so I was no help on reading any of the signs ahead. My job was just to look at the GPS map and then signal Kevin ahead of time that he was going to have to get over.
And the thing of it is, there's a lot of times where it's, it says veer right, but when you veer right, there are 3 options of the veer right. So depending on which lane you pick, it takes you to a completely different thing. So you have to sit there and figure out, well, which one am I supposed to take? And I'm trying to look at the thing and look at the road. So yeah, that's where you were super helpful, because
we make a good team.
Yeah, it worked out. We made it. So and we're alive. We're here now.
All right, so let's check out the next clip.
Next clip.
Hey everybody, still on the road. We are now in Laurel, Maryland. Been a decent drive, a nice little drive. The weather's been good. So, updates. because we live we're living in through like a circus right now. We really are. Mom called a few minutes ago. The guy to fix the air conditioner showed up.
From the warranty
company. Okay, if you haven't been paying attention to our AC drama, we have a home warranty company. We filed a claim with them on July 11th that our air conditioner wasn't working. They never sent anybody, ever. They kept saying, we're sending you the next year at the top of the list. Days, weeks went by. We never heard anything. So we hired a company to fix it on our own and paid thousands of dollars to get it fixed. And it worked for one day. And then it broke again. And they came back out and they were like, oh, you need this part. That was almost 2 weeks ago. And the part, we've just been waiting on this part, waiting. Then they're like, oh, it's been shipped, but no, it's been back ordered and crazy. So today, the warranty company people showed up.
The company that was contracted by the warranty
company. They said they can get it fixed tomorrow for $800. Which at this point I was like, go ahead and do it because we're not getting anywhere with anybody else. So we're of course not home. So we've been without AC. I have been stuck in my house, tethered to my phone, waiting for calls on people who are going to come and fix the air conditioner since July 10th. Decided we're going to go ahead and go. We've had this trip planned. We're not waiting. We're just going to go. And of course everything happens while we're not there. So Mom called the company we hired to tell them, forget about the second part. We got somebody to come and fix it. And they're like, oh, well, we got the part. We're going to come out. We'd like to come out on Saturday to fix it first thing. And we're not going to charge you anything except possibly Freon. Now we have multiple people willing to fix our air conditioner.
Suddenly we got parts out the ass. Yeah.
So anyway,
it's frustrating, but it's like, yeah, the end is in sight, but it's still, the process has been so fuck all crazy.
Yeah. And I'm pissed that we decided to go away and this on one night, overnight. And now this is all happening while we're not there. So
it's not like we travel all the time or have opportunities to travel all the time. So when we do, it's like, but it's all fucked up.
So anyway,
I'll tell you what.
Marathon phone calling back and forth between Mom and I, just trying to figure out what the hell is going on with all of this.
Come on, dude, I'm letting you in. I'll tell you what I have seen. I've seen more Royal Farms than I have ever in my entire life. We've passed probably 20 of them so far. It's interesting. I think we're going to be having some fried chicken for lunch later.
Maybe so. All right. Updates. I'll keep you posted. You know what? Maybe we should have gone away weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then this could just have been solved.
This would have been all solved right then and there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna keep driving. We'll see you.
All right. So it just occurred to us that it sounds like we just left the old folks in the house without any like AC at all. Last weekend. Last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I got a phone call or text from Billy, my brother Bill, who watches the show. Shout out Bill and Jen. That they have a standing AC unit that they were using for a while when they had AC problems. So we went up and we got it, and they graciously loaning it to us. And
the house feels air conditioned.
The house feels air conditioned. It's a great little unit. Kelly thought she had it on high. She found out this morning she had it on low, and it's still.
I know. I got up this morning. I'm like, I am freezing. Like, is there a way to like?
It was easy to hook up. It was just it stands up about yay tall, like 3 feet tall, maybe a little more, and it just pumps cold air out into the room. It's got a little hose that leads to the window, and pumps hot air out the window. So
yeah.
So thanks to them, because that thing is great. It cools down the living room. It cools the kitchen down a little bit. It's been fantastic.
And before we had that, we were all just staying in our bedrooms because the living room was getting so hot in the afternoons that it was hard to breathe in there.
Yeah.
When those days when the humidity and the heat were really high, it's been cooler. That's also helped too. But yeah, that little portable standing Frigidaire unit is aptly named.
Yeah, it's no joke.
It cools the kitchen down even enough that you can go in and cook and not feel like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And this room, which we don't even have AC in, and the door is closed, is comfortable.
Yeah.
So I mean, we did not leave my parents in sweltering heat with no AC. The house feels air conditioned. It didn't the first 2 weeks of this AC nightmare, but the latter 2 weeks have been great. And so I mean, we're just waiting for all these people to get their shit together. So the kid does show up. The guy shows up Saturday to fix the AC at like 6:30 in the morning.
Wait till the end for that? Because we got more drama that happens.
Oh,
between
we
here
do.
and now.
We do have more drama.
So, I will tell you this though. While we were getting the AC unit from Bill, I love my brother. He's got these huge ass dogs. He's got a dog that's 150
pounds,
Oh
and
my
the
God.
dog is only a year and a half old.
If you remember the episode from when we were down in Hatteras last year, he was the puppy that they had, who at the time he was like 75 pounds. He was a big dog then. Now it's like a gargantuan dog, and he's got a smaller dog that's maybe how big's
50.
50.
But that dog is only 6 months old.
Yeah, 5 months old.
5 months old. Yeah, but they are saying that Odin, when he's fully adult dog, will probably be close to 200 pounds. This dog is the biggest dog I've ever seen in person in my life.
And he's just a puppy. He recognized us. Bill was a little worried that he might not recognize us. And
yeah, he's like, don't just go over and pet the dog because I'm not sure, he needs time to remember you.
Right away. He was all like,
and then like trying to get in your lap, and you're just like, Oh,
he's a big
sweet
boy.
Little dog though.
Yeah,
Not a little dog, sweet dog.
Yeah,
sweet dog.
So yeah, thanks and shout out to Bill and Jen. We wouldn't have been able to take this trip if it had not been for that unit. We were already talking about canceling and everything else, which would have been yet another trip that we've had over our marriage. That's like, oh well, shit happens and we have to cancel because, So thanks. So really, I can't even tell you how much we appreciate it.
And was I lying about Kevin mentioning the Royal Farms? And
it was crazy. It was. I mean, it's it's like that little thing where it's like, oh, society is out here now. That's awesome. So,
all right. So what? We're through Maryland, yeah.
Yeah, thereabouts. We weren't. The one thing about it, we weren't sure which state we're in because when you're on what they call the Delmarva, you're in Maryland, Delaware, or Virginia. So depending on.
I knew what state we were in. Coming back, I was a little confused because we went a different way.
Yeah, because we were on 13 instead of 17.
We were on 113.
Oh, 113, yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not exactly sure. I'd never come back that way, I don't think. But I knew what state we were in.
Oh, all right. Well, fancy you.
I mean, we did get through Delaware without me really realizing we had gone through Delaware.
Yeah.
We weren't in Delaware for long, so.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next clip. Hey, update number 2 for today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Did I talk the last time about now the original company is coming to fix the AC?
Yeah. No.
Because they finally got the part and they're coming out to fix it. Hopefully on Saturday. Yeah. And hopefully it won't cost us anything. So that's where we're putting our hopes right now in the company we hired. My hair is doing that little flippy curly thing. So anyway, we are on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Hey, just had lunch at Nathan's /
Auntie Anne's.
And they cannot get their shit together like the good folks at the Colonel Taco. You gotta stand in individual lines if you want one thing or the other. It's crazy.
It was the same cashier. There were two registers right next to each other. And if you ordered from the left register, then you got hot dogs from Nathan's. If you ordered from the right register, then you got pretzels. But it was the same lady. She just kept stepping back and forth. It was a little crazy. Anyway, but when you don't travel the New Jersey Turnpike very often, you got to stop at a rest station because you just do. And they have Starbucks now at the rest stops on the Jersey Turnpike, so it was good for us. Anyway, our next stop will be in Hazlet, New Jersey. All unforeseen things aside.
Unless we get stuck in Trump traffic, apparently.
Yeah, Trump's in town, folks. He's gonna get arrested again. But anyway, I don't think we'll get stuck in any. He's in Newark. That's pretty
Newark, yeah.
decent a ways from where we are.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So anyway, here we can do it like this.
Yeah,
Here we both. Whoa!
Yep.
Please keep your eyes on the road. That's what he likes to do. That shit. Kevin's hands on the wheel are directly tied to his neck muscles.
Yeah, that is true.
But anyway, pretty uneventful trip. Costing us a lot of cash in tolls, which we're not used to. But
yeah, I gotta fix our Easy Pass.
yeah, something is not right with our Easy Pass, because the last 2 times we went through a toll booth on a Easy Pass thinking we were good to go, we weren't good to go because we got a nice little thing in the mail saying you didn't pay. So anyway, what's she gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What's she gonna do? Alright, so that's the update.
That's
Nothing too exciting, folks, but we'll be back later, hopefully with more exciting stuff, right?
There you go.
Alright, say goodbye.
Alright, so that was just after we stopped at a rest stop.
How's your hot dog?
It was a good hot dog. It's a little different than the Nathan's that you get at the grocery store. I don't know if it's on purpose that way, but it's a little different. But it was nice. It was messy. It was real messy. Messy hot dog.
The New Jersey Turnpike rest areas are an experience in themselves.
A lot of people.
A lot of people coming and going. There's something flying around in the room. And they have like Burger Kings and Nathan's and
Starbucks and
Starbucks.
little kitschy.
It's one of those places where you're like, you don't really want to touch anything. But there's like a lot of people in there keeping it clean. It wasn't like it was messy, but I don't know what it is about rest station bathrooms. Did I say that right? Rest stop bathrooms. The sinks, when you go to wash your hands, the countertops are like soaking wet all the time.
Well, that's because people washing and then they do that number. Like they're wringing their hands out.
It's just very annoying because you can't. Oh, there is a big moth or something flying around. See it?
Oh yeah.
I hope it's a moth and not like a.
I don't know.
A hornet.
That's why Tilly's up on the chair there. She's tracking it.
Oh, is she?
She's tracking it hard.
She's on that chair.
Yeah, she's on the. You see her little butt there. But she is tracking it hard.
Yeah. So we just had to make the stop and experience the joy.
Plus, I had to pee real bad, so.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of worked out. What else was I gonna talk about something else.
They don't have their shit together, like I was saying. You go to like a KFC / Taco Bell, what's commonly referred to as Colonel Taco. You can order off both menus off one thing. Skippy knows what he's doing. Those folks there was one dude who was wanting a Nathan's hot dog, but he wanted a lemonade, which apparently was on the other menu. And that was a no-no. She's like, you're going to have to come around and go to the other line.
Yeah, she wouldn't even let him. It was hilarious.
So stupid.
We were talking, too, about how much money the New Jersey Turnpike takes
Oh, yeah. You looked it up, didn't you?
Yeah, wasn't it like...
It was close to like $1 billion, and it took in over $1 billion in 2020 or 2021.
Was it more than that? I want to say $5 billion.
Yeah. It was $7 billion. It was
$5.5 billion or something like that. Yeah, they make like $5.5 million a day or something crazy.
Yeah, it was $7 billion in 2021, and you figured out it was $5.5 million a day.
Yeah, just an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
And then we were wondering if the people who work at like the Nathans and the Auntie Anne's, if they actually work for the Turnpike rest area, or are they employed by like Nathan's and Auntie Anne's or whatever? Because they were all kind of wearing the same uniform, no matter. Now we didn't go to You did go to the Starbucks.
No, the Starbucks, they were wearing Starbucks stuff.
Oh, they were. Okay.
So, but all of them were super stressed out. All of them were not the, you go to some places and you get the nicest people. Like, as a matter of fact, we went to a Chick-fil-A later on in the trip where the girl was basically shooting sunshine right straight at her ass.
She was the most exuberantly happy.
But these people at the rest stop,
I've ever
these are the people that seen the hard shit. Mm-hmm. These are the people that had to deal with the hard shit. So they weren't spreading sunshine out of their ass. So.
No. All right.
So I didn't ask them. I was like, well, I'll go ask one of them. I'll talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got up there and I was like, nah, these people don't want to fucking deal with my bullshit. So.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Hey, we're back. So we're about 27 minutes away, according to our GPS. And Kevin is not nervous. I'm starting to get nervous. And I think what it is I'm worried that I might meet them.
And they're assholes.
And not that they're assholes, but it might not be all that I think it's going to be. And it then would hurt Tell 'em Steve Dave for me. And I don't know.
Well, we've seen their show. We've seen the one where they were in the shop, where they're like Get-em doing his bit where he, working with Get-em for the day, or the office manager for the day. Yeah. So we know this place is, kind of,
It's not the place. I think it's if I have the opportunity to meet one of the guys. Because I'm pretty sure we'll meet Get-em.
Yeah.
But if I have an opportunity to meet one of the guys, one of the three from Tell 'em Steve Dave, and I don't know. It's like...
I say never meet your heroes.
Never, yeah. I mean, this podcast has meant so much to me in the last 5 years.
Yeah, but they've interacted with listeners before, and they know, first of all, they love interacting with their listeners.
I know.
Look at what they did with Jimmy the Hair Guy.
I'm just gonna... They tattoo shit all over him.
Yeah, because he's an idiot, and he's crazy.
Alright, well,
he's not really
I'm gonna let you lead the way.
Yeah.
And do your thing, and I'll just be cool in the background.
Yeah. I mean, you're already going to be one of their favorites because you're a 13%.
I'm wearing the Baron shirt. I mean, what more?
And you're a 13%er. They love 13%ers. They married. One of them married a 13%er.
All right. Well, like I said, we got about 25 minutes now, and probably get there and it'll be closed. Although it said open on the website, so which is lucky. Yeah. If we'll take pictures and stuff of the inside of the place so y'all can see too. All right.
I'm excited about it. I'm trying to give you guys
Kevin's
stuff.
Excited. I'm nervous, but it'll be good.
All right. So we get there. All right. So after the 20 minutes driving through Hazlet, it is honestly, it's like a little strip mall. It's a big strip mall.
And can I say something real quick? I don't fangirl over a lot of things. I'm not like a big movie buff. I'm not a big music fan. The fact that I was like nervous because I really was worried that not that it wasn't gonna, I knew I was gonna be happy meeting them, but I thought, if they're different than how they come across on their show, it's gonna change the show.
Like I said, if they were assholes to us or whatever.
So I wasn't nervous really to meet them. I was just nervous that it was gonna change Tell 'em Steve Dave. And I can't explain it. It's just I have connected to this podcast. I listen every single day, and I am working my way through the catalog for the second time.
Yeah, It's just the same reason why we love Impractical Jokers. They are just normal
tune in
people,
and tune out.
and they're just talking about whatever's going on at the time. We're listening at the point now where it was just after the 2020 election, so it's thigh deep into the pandemic, and just hearing perspectives from that time period is interesting. You know, when you're listening to the old episodes and thinking about what time that was, when that was, you get, it's an interesting perspective from that time frame. Not your memories and what you remember from that time, but what actually these guys who are just normal guys. They know famous people, and they do.
They're not political.
Yeah.
But they talk about political things. Sometimes they talk about social things, but in a way that it's funny. They are not easily offended. Yeah. They're not you really probably can't really offend them. They have the kind of same outlook as I do. It's just we should be able to just talk and laugh about things, not take everything so seriously. And so, I don't know, I've just connected to them. So thinking I was like walking into this place that for the past however many years I've pictured in my head. As we were driving up, like you started recognizing, because some of the things we've seen videos of theirs, you're like, oh, this is the street where Get 'em stood with the sign. Like, there's the KFC Walt always eats at, and he talks about it all the time. And just like normal things.
Yeah, because they're normal guys. They're really just normal guys. Now, Q is not a normal person, but
he was when it started.
He was when it started. He's probably, out of the four Jokers, he's probably still the most grounded.
He was the least known of the Tell 'em Steve Dave people when they started. He was just their audio guy. Yeah. And a friend of theirs. And then his rise into, millionaire status and mega, celebrity status, kind of leaving them a little bit behind, and all of that has been really interesting to.
But yet he's there whenever he can do it, which is a lot. They don't film without him too often.
Not a lot of Patreon doesn't have him in it, but
yeah, most of the Patreon stuff doesn't have him.
But yeah, so I don't know. Kevin was like super excited. I'm like, oh, but I don't fangirl much, but I was fangirling on that day.
Yeah. And the 13%er thing, a few years ago, Walt apparently got a hold of some analytics. Like, they actually were able to pay and get some analytics from their show. And they found out that, at first it was only 10% of their audience was women. And then they did it again, and they found out it was 13%. So when they talk about a 13%er, they're talking about a woman.
Like a female listener, which I'm sure is way over 13% by now.
By now, yeah. But they always stick with the 13% number just because it's a fun number. Brian Johnson, actually married a girl. He's 52, 53?
No, he's 55, 56.
Well, he's 55 now, but when he married her, he was 52.
I don't know. Yeah, he married her in 2020, so.
Yeah. So anyway, and she was 25. So she was super young when she started listening to the show. So she's but she,
Yeah, they were like, she started listening when she was 14. But anyway, she met him, and they ended up getting married. But
that's what the 13%er was all about, and that's why I said he married a 13%er. So just for context.
Yeah. So we get there, and it's in a shopping center. But it's like an office
above on the second floor.
Yeah.
So it's not like in a storefront.
We're just kind of wandering the halls looking for it. And then when we got to the door, it was locked, but they had a doorbell on it.
I rang the doorbell, and there's Get 'em, who's he's a guy. He's not one of the main three, but he's pretty much there a lot. He originally went in. They met him during one of their most viewed shows, which they call Making Hay, is where they went to Collinwood flea market and just did basically what we're doing now.
Met people who worked at the flea market.
Yeah, and he had already had. He's a smart guy. He's probably got on the scale for autism, but
he's definitely on the scale, on the spectrum.
On the spectrum, yeah. Mm-hmm. He when they first heard what they were doing, he bought the domain for tellemstevedave.com. So they couldn't get it. So when they first met him, he was holding that shit for ransom. And they didn't like it at first, but for whatever reason, Walt made a connection with them, and he loved the guy like a kid, like one of his kids, and he's you listen to them, and he's either giving him a big ration of shit, or is he talking about how awesome the guy is, just because he's got a 148 IQ. He keeps calling him 148, and
yeah, he's quirky.
Yeah, he's quirky. So
but he runs the office and stuff, so we kind of knew we were going to meet him.
Yeah. So rang the door. He's there, no shoes on,
we were
jorts.
like, oh, we found get him.
We found get him. Walked in and was first he was a little like, because we're fucking up his day, really, because
I really felt like I just dropped by to his house unannounced just to look around his house. Like, that's kind of the vibe I was like.
Yeah.
I felt a little weird about it, but he warmed up. We were there for a little while,
but I went to shake his hand, and he had 2 fingers all wrapped up in bandages and whatnot. So, and then I did the fist bump. So he fist bumped me, and I'm like, great. I said, what's going on with your hand? He goes, I have a bacterial infection that's got my hand all jacked up. And I said, I immediately regret I said it to his face, I immediately regret the fist bump. And he goes, oh, no, I'm not contagious. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm like, wiping my hand.
But he, the place is like 2 offices that are connected with a door. And the part you go into has all their memorabilia and merchandise that they've created and things people have donated, artwork people have made for them on display in there. And then you go through into the second office, which is their studio where they record.
Yeah.
And so he had opened that door, and I'm like, oh, can we go in there? Because when they started recording their show way back in 2010, 2011, they recorded on a poker table in Jay and Bob's Secret Stash, which is a comic book store that Walt managed for Kevin Smith. And they would record on this poker table. And the poker table became pretty famous. Like, people would stop by the store just to see the poker table. And so that is in there mounted up on the wall. And they all have their little leather office chairs with their initial on it. And so I got to go in there and a W, and get a couple pictures in there, and which we're going to show. We're going to do a little montage of some of the pictures.
Yeah. And Walt wasn't there. He was on vacation because we were like, oh, we're the real stars of the show. We wanted to see Cooper and Socks, who was Walt's dogs, which is kind of a big thing. If you know anything about Kevin Smith, like there's a mention in just about every Kevin Smith movie about Walt Flanagan's dogs. And it's like,
he loves
mostly
dogs.
Something that Jay says, comparing something to Walt Flanagan's dogs. So, but they weren't there because Walt was on vacation.
Walt was on vacation.
Yeah.
So we only got to meet Gidim.
Yeah. Yeah. But
it was good.
He warmed up.
We were happy with that.
He started talking to us about stuff, and I pitched a couple of Patreon ideas because we have their Patreon, and there was I had a couple of ideas. They do a couple of shows.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I've already sent them. He said, "Well, just send Walt an email. He reads those." So I threw it at him anyway, and he was like, "Man, that's a pretty good idea. I like that." I'm like, all right, I'll send Walt an email. So I did when I got home. But anyway, I got a hat.
Cool if they end up doing that.
Oh, that would be great.
That'd be
especially the Jimmy thing. Oh my God. And then I'd have to find a way to meet Jimmy. But either way. That one's mine, buddy.
You're the fourth one. Yeah. So what we're gonna show next, I guess, is just
the pictures and
pictures that are probably not gonna be interesting to anybody but us because it's.
But
if you happen to
watch our show, if you're one of the 15 people that have been with us the whole time, you'll like it. Or if you're one of the folks that have been with us or come back just to see this show, we really appreciate it. Watch our shit. K Rose VA.
Stop. All right. Anyway, we'll be back.
Cash App. Okay, that's the Airport Plaza sign, the big sign.
And Walt's KFC.
Yeah.
He loves the KFC.
That's their sign in the center.
Their little logo.
Their logo, the same.
Kevin had that T-shirt on, yeah. And this is Manny Quinn. This stands in the hallway with Candy.
Yeah.
I guess so you know you're in the right spot.
There's the door, the little doorbell.
TSD Town Got a little sign there.
That's their own. This is just part of the store. That's the 3 of them as zombies, and then above them the 3 of them normal. Let's see. We've got
The Barons.
the 2 barons. Yeah.
Those are characters that they play in certain episodes of the show.
That's the Prussian kissing devil.
Big long story behind the Prussian kissing devil.
Yeah. They tried to make some hay off of that and it failed.
And that's Crumpy.
Yeah.
Another of Q's contributions to the thing. Nobody believed it was real.
That's the studio.
With
Not
Get 'em.
a very big room, but the room they sometimes have 10 people in there. So, and that's me and Get 'em and his little infected fingers. So.
Oh my goodness. And then this is me with Q's podcasting chair
And
the poker table behind me. They have all artwork stuff people have sent into them on the walls in there.
The making hay big wall.
And then you can see like people who come in and visit sign the wall. So I signed it.
Yep,
There's
my
me
baby.
in the Making Hay Productions. Looking like I'm fangirling out like it's the best thing I've ever seen.
And that's true. Okay, here we are at the TSD store. We were in there. We met Get 'em. Hung out with Get 'em for a little bit. Get 'em Steve Dave. They had a sign up about not having
Gizmos and gadgets.
gizmos and gadgets, but they did let us take some pictures with our camera, with our phone. So there's that. Oh, by the way, all right, trying to get us both here. I got a hat.
You got a four color demons hat.
Yep. So that's good stuff.
Got some bumper stickers.
Yep.
I got to see Q's podcasting chair.
It was
And
nice.
the table, the poker table that
the original table
the
that
original
they did
table
the
they
thing
started
off of.
potting on, which they now have mounted to the wall.
And then they have the newer table, which is much bigger, much bigger. It's a tiny studio. It's real
Yeah,
small.
it's much smaller than I would have thought.
Yeah.
We signed the wall.
Yep. Or Kelly signed the wall. I have atrocious handwriting. So. But it was a good time. We enjoyed it. It was worth the trip to come up, I think. So now what?
We're gonna head to the hotel.
Up to the hotel.
Check
and
in,
then,
rest a bit.
Yep.
Then off to dinner with Uncle Jerry and Aunt Karen.
There we go. More to come later. All right. So we met Get 'em, as we said, and that was fun. And he's a nice guy.
Watching all of that back, I realized it doesn't take a lot for me to get excited about something.
Well, as you said, you
all my friends are
over...
showing their pictures of going to Europe and Greece.
Concerts and shit like that.
Concerts, and I'm like, oh, we went into this crazy store.
But, that's what you like.
Yeah, my life is much simpler than all of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
So we went to the hotel, and the hotel was awesome. Well, I won't say it was awesome. It was not
Nice
bad.
hotel. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. We were on the first floor, which was nice. We didn't have to worry about
Elevators and
Elevators
fire
and
alarms
whatever.
going off in the middle of the night, which happens to us frequently at hotels.
It was a clean room. Everything was in working order. Nice.
It's just a standard old hotel room. It was nice.
Yeah.
We left our candy in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I did. I fucked up. We had made us stop for snackies, and they happened to have, and we were at a Wawa, and they had peanut butter cups in the drink cooler, so they were all cold. Well, yeah, you got to get it, but it was like the super pack, which had 6 of them in there. I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy enough to work, but. By the time the end of the day, they were a little melty, so I decided to put them back in the fridge.
I was like, oh, let's put them in the refrigerator in the hotel. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, we're going to forget them. And we did.
Sure as shit.
No, it's all right.
Well,
I'm sure they went straight into the trash, or they're still there.
Or they're eating them.
Would you eat them? An open pack?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
I would hope not.
Yeah, sure, I wouldn't have eaten them.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway.
So we realized that we were really only about 45 minutes away from my aunt and uncle. who live in Monroe, New Jersey.
A little faster if we wanted to do tolls at night, which we didn't want to do.
We didn't want to pay any more tolls, so we took, through the little towns, which actually was kind of a really nice drive. I enjoyed that a lot.
And we did something. She did something I was shocked by. We decided to you don't want to go empty-handed, so we stopped at the grocery store to pick up flowers and a little desserty of some sort. So I said, all right, well, there's one here. We're about 5 minutes away. We'll stop at this one here. And she says, just drop me off at the door. I was like, really? Wow. Just dropped her off at the door, and she popped out, and I was like, great. Now all I got to do is wait for her to come out. Then I realized that I had her phone, so she had no way to call me, so I'm just sharking around.
I survived the grocery store.
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
I don't go into grocery stores. Kevin does the shopping.
Yeah, I'm in the grocery store literally every day. There isn't a day if it's a day ending in Y, I'm across the street at the Teeter or at the Walmart. Most of the time,
probably gonna head over there right after this.
Yeah. So it's just part of my day. It's an everyday occurrence because there's always something that we need, and I'll just go over and get it. It's not, it's been that way since I was a kid. I always went to the store for my mom. I was going to the store for whatever. I was in the store every day getting something, and that's fine.
I'm realizing that, to have impressed you that much, that you're still impressed with the fact that I just ran in and bought some flowers and some apple
That was great. Honestly, since we've been married, I don't think you've ever gone into the grocery store on your own.
That is not since we've been married?
Yeah.
Not true. Not true.
Usually I'll go in with you or,
Maybe since the pandemic.
Definitely since the pandemic. 100% since the pandemic. 85% on everything else. But 100% since the pandemic.
You don't have to. Spend more money and it's boring. Anyway.
But you got nice flowers.
But yeah, we had a really nice dinner with my aunt and uncle. She made some steak and baked potatoes and corn on the cob, and I got to see my cousin Julie, who I haven't seen in a really long time, and her daughter Danielle, who I haven't seen. She was a little girl, and she's in college now. So
we hadn't seen Julie in so long that when we come around the corner and was trying to find their house, she was standing in front of their open garage door, and we were like, I don't know who that lady is, so we just kept driving.
I just assumed it wasn't the right place because the street name was different. Yeah. I'm like, this is not the right street. If I had been like, it's one of these houses and I was looking, then I would have recognized
We were looking for Aunt Karen, and she just,
Yeah. But anyway, we had a really nice visit with them.
It was nice.
And then we went back to the hotel and basically went to sleep because we were tired.
Yeah.
So, that's that.
That's, yeah.
I think we have one more video clip. I'm not really sure what's on it.
We'll find out.
But we'll find out, and then we're going to wrap this all up because I can feel it's starting to get warm in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll be back.
And we're off.
Well, hang on. It says it started. There we go. All right. Day 2.
And we're off.
Heading home. We had a really nice dinner last night with my Uncle Jerry and Aunt Karen and my cousin Julie and her daughter Danielle. It was a very, very nice time. And kind of taking the roads here. It's we're really kind of liking the area here. It's kind of nice. But Kevin just had an experience that he absolutely hated.
Yeah. It would be the thing to keep me from moving to New Jersey. The whole you can't pump your gas. And I used to just think it was on the turnpike you could pump your own gas. But apparently you can't pump it anywhere. Because we just rolled up on this gas station and we had to wait, and these nice ladies came up, and one of them was an older lady, and I'm like, fuck, I'm an asshole. We're going to make this old lady pump my gas. I don't like it. I didn't like the whole experience at all. Luckily, the younger girl, who didn't understand that, I just want, to
fill up the tank.
She's like, well, you want to use cash or card? And I was going to use the card. And apparently it befuddled them because I have a chip card, which I thought was everybody's got a chip card now. Oh, we're going to have to go inside. We need you to give us an amount. I'm like, $40. That'll get me out of New Jersey and I can pump my own fucking gas somewhere else. And then it took forever, and they finally got the gas pumped or whatever. But I just felt like such an asshole that somebody else was pumping my gas. Fuck all that.
He felt mainly like an asshole because it was a woman pumping his gas, and
I don't want to sound like a chauvinist, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just not used to that. Like, at home, if the gas station attendant approaches us while you're pumping gas, you're almost uncomfortable. Like, what do you need? What am I doing wrong? Like, leave me alone.
Like the Harris Teeter does that. They have an attendant. And it's, you know, I guess it's nice when you have somebody that if you run into trouble, but I know what I'm doing. So, thanks, Skippy, but you can go on. And if I wasn't getting the discount, I probably wouldn't go back to the Teeter, but that I can't deny that discount. That's nice.
Woo, bumpy road. So, anyway, we're getting ready to hit the road, heading home. Hopefully we got enough gas to get us to Delaware. I'm pretty sure we are. Right.
We're at over 3/4 of a tank.
Okay.
So
all right. Anything else, Kevin?
no, we're good right now. Back in a bit.
We'll be back.
All right, so getting gas in New Jersey. Yeah, it's getting steamy in here.
Un-air conditioned room.
Yeah, we pulled the AC from in here and moved it into the office, so it cools down in there, so I'm not sweltering while I'm working.
Yeah. So Kevin did not enjoy the whole gas experience there, and while we were driving home, we started this discussion about like New Jersey is the only state in the United States. It used to be Idaho and New Jersey, or Oregon and New Jersey.
Yeah, Oregon.
One of those two. And then now it's just New Jersey, and why? We were like, why?
So apparently back in the 40s, they decided to do it because of for the safety and to make sure that people still had jobs.
It's a job producer and for safety reasons. So Kevin was like, well, how many people get injured at the gas pumps in a year? And so I looked it up, and it's like around 5,000 people a year.
5,000 people a year
injuries
get injuries at the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, 1,500?
1,500 are drive-offs, like people who forget to take the thing out and drive away, which, okay, that's just, you know.
And like 3,000 of them are from citizens in New Jersey who don't know how to pump gas, and they're outside of this fucking New Jersey.
That's what we were like, I wonder how many of those 5,000 are people who are from New Jersey traveling in other states and they don't know how to pump their gas.
It's like you see some idiot with a New Jersey license plate and they're lighting up a cigarette while they're pumping. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What, you can't smoke or you can't get on your phone while you're pumping gas? No, you can't.
You idiot, what's wrong with you?
So, yeah,
Go back to Jersey.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, and like I said, I think it was just because they were women that... And it was a little... Yeah,
it was a woman in her like mid to late 60s. And I just felt like an asshole. It really did.
Yeah, I mean, as we're pulling in, I'm like, I wonder if we really just can't get out and do it ourselves. And these two women, like, right over there, and come to find out, it's like a $500 fine if you pump your own gas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so, yeah, a little crazy. Kevin was like, oh, I don't like that. But it's nice on the turnpike, because... They got a system, and you're just bing, 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 going in and out.
Being rushed through. Because we did see that at the rest area. They had the line, and it was like quickly just going.
Now, I remember as a kid, they had full-service pumps and self-service pumps. And you could pull into a full-service pump if you wanted someone to pump your gas.
Except used that one that was full-service.
Yeah, I mean, they existed everywhere until, you know... within my lifetime, that's gone away, but...
except in New Jersey.
Yeah. So the drive home, we did not record anything because it rained pretty much the whole way. It
wasn't like steady rain or anything, and we kept having to adjust the wipers, so...
Yeah, and we did stop and get
some
Royal Farms chicken on the way home. It was really good.
Yeah, it was. We got breakfast at the Chick-fil-A with the girl with the sunshine coming straight out of her ass.
She was the happiest Chick-fil-A worker, and God bless her, because we were in a Bob Evans.
Yeah.
And there was one other family waiting, maybe 4 people and a little kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's just 2 of us. And she's like, oh, it'll be a 20-minute wait. And I'm like, really? Like, there's... So we didn't end up waiting there, because while we started to wait, and Kevin looked it up, and he's like, it's only got 2 stars. And I'm like...
I popped up Yelp and see if there was anything around that was worth it. And like, the first thing that popped up was the Bob Evans, because you're literally sitting in it, and it's got 2 stars.
I'm like, I'd rather get fast food and have it be good than wait 20 minutes.
Because we were spoiled. We went to Bob Evans in Tennessee, which was fantastic.
I've only had good experiences at Bob Evans, but I was not getting good vibes from this one. It just 20 minutes for 2 people. And it wasn't like it was a Friday morning. It wasn't even like on the weekend or whatever.
It was like a shitty old Denny's or something.
Yeah, so we just hoofed it a little ways down the road to the Chick-fil-A and met the happiest Chick-fil-A
oh my God.
person. I mean, giggling and happy and cracking little jokes and just super friendly.
I'll say something, or I said something like, it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we get blah blah blah. She says it would be too much trouble. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, what the fuck? Just sunshine dripping out of that girl's ass.
So the trip back was pretty uneventful.
Yeah. A lot of rain.
Update.
The Chesapeake Bay Bridge, when we going in Thursday heading out, was like a sheet of glass. And on the way in and back, it was choppy. It was bad.
Update on the air conditioner. So the guy showed up with the stuff on 6:30 in the morning
on the dot
on Saturday. And then I got a text message that said, hey, there's a piece missing from the box. I need to run and pick up an O-ring. I'll be back in 20 minutes. So I texted okay, and I said to Kevin, like, dude's gonna go pick this thing up. Then he texted me and he's like, the store doesn't open until 8, and they don't have it at the Virginia Beach location. I have to go to Greenbrier to get it, which is in Chesapeake. I'll be back before 9. So I was like, okay. Comes back. He's back by 8:30, and then he's ringing the doorbell. In the process of fixing that,
he was soldering some copper, and apparently broke something else, another valve. Yes, I know. It's shitty.
Almost made it through.
Tilly.
We almost made it.
Tilly.
Hey. I know you're mad about it. We're mad about it too.
Tilly wants to cut his ass.
Tilly said, please stop talking about that. Hey, enough. Come here. Come here. Pause.
Alright, so Tilly's right here.
Quick timeout. She's a little excitable because Michael's out cutting the grass. So she's, Yes, thank you for nice kisses. She got a little bandana on because she got food this morning. Yeah.
With her little nails.
So anyway, the guy was soldering and broke another part, and the local place that doesn't have the part, so we're back to waiting on another part. So the saga continues, my friends.
Yeah, so we don't know when that's going to be in. The girl did say that they weren't going to wait on their supply, that they would search Amazon or anywhere else that might possibly have the part so they can get it as fast as possible. So.
Yes. Tilly says, I'm done with this. I'm done with this, aren't you? You ready? You ready for it to be finished? Tell everybody you got your nails done today. Mm-hmm. And she was a good girl.
She saw 2 dogs that were smaller than her, which is crazy.
Yeah.
One dog fit in the girl's hand. It was crazy. She was like, it was a tiny dog.
Yep. So, anyway, that was our big adventure for our 100th episode of Coming Up Roses. Mm-hmm. So now we are off to the next 100 episodes. You think we'll do another 100?
I think so.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I think, if it drops below 5 people a week, maybe we'll stop. But right now we're maintaining.
Do you still check to see how many people listen?
I do check.
Okay.
So
all right.
I do would like to see comments and shares and whatnot. That would be great. But let us know what you're thinking. What do you want to see? That would be great. What do you want to see us do?
What do you want to see?
What does she want?
She's, I don't care. I
just want more toys.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our big adventure of the summer, which was driving into New Jersey and back.
Yep.
That's the kind of life we lead.
Yeah.
Although we have already talked about going again over spring break and staying a day or two longer, and then taking the Staten Island ferry into New York. Kevin's never been into New York before, so it would be cool to ride past the Statue of Liberty and maybe see the 9/11 Memorial and whatever down at that end of Manhattan. So we might do that over spring break. Who knows? And maybe we'll get to meet more of the guys then. Maybe this time we'll just email Walt and say, hey, we're coming up again.
There we go.
We're just going to stop in. Hope it's okay.
There we go.
What do you think about that? You don't like it because Mommy and Daddy would be gone. But you'll be okay. Yes, you would.
She did our grandma and grandpa. So.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Until next time.
Bye, everybody.